Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 2 of my old school Iron Man Let's Play. Okay, so guys, we have a lot to talk about today, alright? But what I wanted to know after I made the last video was, is Fire Strike still worth it after all of these years, right? It's relatively cheap to get early game, and it hits consistently anywhere between, 7 to 9s. So, I was thinking, of course, all this is from memory. So let's find out. Let's see if what I remember was still true. Starting off, we go get 13 magic to get Fire Strike, then I immediately went on the quest grind. Okay, so mind you, I had not trained or used this spell once, so I just came straight to Taverley and knocked out Witch's House, which, by the way, not very hard. Not as hard as I remember. Has a safe spot. Good to know. I then immediately went and knocked out Vampire Slayer, just for the attack XP, and I wanted to get it done. Then, went and rushed through Merlin's Crystal. Very, very simple, easy quest, which then allows us to do Holy Grail, which, by the way, also easy as I remember, but I don't remember splashing as often as I did with Fire Strike to kill the Titan. I ended up splashing so often that I used Excalibur to finish the kill 3/4 of the way through. So I didn't waste any more runes on it, because at this point I didn't have a lot of money and stuff like that. So I didn't want to waste any runes. Then I figured it would be best to continue on, and I knocked out Trinome Village. This one was not nearly as long as I remembered it to be, but the fight was. To get the save spot for this one, it was a bit wonky, but we ended up getting it and getting our massive XP to take away some early level grind. Okay, so that was kind of the big reason I took this big conquest on. Okay, conquest. Anyway, took a break from questing. Decided now that I was 40 combat, so I was going to start knocking out Slayer. This task took a while to complete, but in my defense, I was given 79 Moss Giants, and I didn't have a lot of money for runes, and my gear was not good. Myth gear, not good for Moss Giants. So after that, I decided I was going to go run through Dragon Slayer. Using Fire Strike, thinking in my tiny brain that I could save spot. That was a mistake. Few things. I didn't have 37 prayer for magic protection, which would have helped. I still would have taken a lot of damage, but it would have been nice to have. Next, I used mage. Whoops. That was not the play. Next, I was using Trout, thinking that would be enough, which in fact it was not. Trout was not even close to being enough because he max hits for 10, and I think Trout heals for like 7. So, needless to say, I was way too cocky going in there, but I was humbled pretty quickly. So that being said, I decided I wanted to get this quest done, but I didn't have the gear for it or anything. I needed to get it done. Didn't have any money, so I spent an entire night not doing anything else except making money for more runes and to upgrade my armor. Okay, I then finally completed the Lumbridge easy task set. Okay, the reason for that was I wanted to use the lamp on the XP lamp for prayer. Okay, so I also knocked out a lot of quick prayer quests to try and get a bit closer to 37. Okay, so those were Rag and Bone Man, Black Knight's Fortress, in order to do Recruitment Drive, which Recruitment Drive gave the prayer XP, not Black Knight's Fortress, and Priest in Peril. All of which don't give a whole lot of XP, but this early in the game, it got me all the way up to 32, so that was a nice little boost towards getting to 37. Okay. All right, so then I camped Hill Giants and did a bit of Blue Dragon kills for bones to take those to the Chaos Altar in the Wilderness to get 37 prayer. That was definitely worth it. All right. It has a small chance to not consume the bone, right? So I don't know if it's common or not, but it was consuming a bone for me about every 4 XP ticks, right? So it would tick, I would get the XP, it wouldn't consume the bone. I'm considering that a tick. It would do that 3 to 4 times, and then I would actually, the bone would get consumed. So that was cool. Basically quadrupled my inventory that I took out there, which is really nice. Now after I finally spent 2 days getting my life together, right, and I was in shambles after my first attempt at Elvarg, I went back. This time went much better. Though still not great, I decided to go with melee to not get hit with the special as often, as well as I just decided to go for it and spend my entire bank worth of food for this goddamn quest. Okay, so that's exactly what I did. It took me 3 trips back to the Tazar area and to get more trout and headed back. All I had was trout. I had some tuna. I blew through it in the beginning of the fight, and so when I went back, all I had was trout in there. So I said, to hell with it. I'm going to complete this quest today, and so that's what I did. It took me 3 trips. I sense your judgment. I reject it completely. But hey, at the end of the day, I got the quest done. I now have 40 melee combat stats, and I've determined that Fire Strike is indeed still totally worth it early game for an Iron Man, especially due to the fact that runes and Fire Staff are pretty cheap, and they're easily available with rune packs. So you can, I mean, I think the basis is holding like 80, right? They can hold 80 rune packs. So, and they're only like 430 for a pack. A pack is at 100, so it's totally worth it and very, very viable early game. So, plus its damage versus splash output is kind of insane. Like, I don't splash nearly as often with Fire Strike that I remember. So, taking all of that into consideration, yes, Fire Strike is most definitely worth it for Iron Man. Most definitely worth it. Get your magic level to 13 as fast as you can, and then just blow through these quests. I went through all these quests in a matter of like an hour and a half, just going through in the fights and everything else. It made life so much easier. So, everyone, that is it for today. Thank you for watching the video all the way until the end. Please like and subscribe if you would like to continue seeing more of this series, as well as leave a comment below to give me some criticism. So, I will see you guys next time.